So today I'm here checking out the Axon CMO 4K for Android. This is a product that I've been looking forward to ever since I saw the release of the iOS version. I exclusively use Android devices, so I eagerly was awaiting for an Android variant. And today I finally got my hands on one and I'm eager to see the results. So why was I really looking forward to such a product? There are two main use cases for a product like this. And the main and primary one is that I am able to record my camera's EVF so that in the event that I need to share what I'm doing, share settings, I'm able to do so quite easily. Before, I was using a setup that included a Camlink by Elgato, and it worked well, and I was fine with it, but the mounting solution was a problem that I had. I tried several mounting solutions and they were all cumbersome and not really suited for an on-camera setup being out in the field. This Axon CMO 4K addresses that in that it's a one-stop shop. It has a nice built-in mount that holds the phone in place on the camera's hot shoe. So no more fiddling about in terms of finding a DIY mounting solution for the Elgato Camlink. And also it has a fairly good cable management system. So I don't really have to be worried about, where I am gonna route the cables. So it's an all-in-one solution. It has an NPF battery that powers the unit. And what I really like is that it fits quite easily in my pocket. So once I stuff this in my pocket, in my bag, I know that basically everything that I need to record my camera's EVF is with me. The other thing that I really like about this is that it's relatively lightweight. So for the most part, it's constructed of plastic, but the mount itself is made of aluminum, but it feels very premium quality, and I'm very confident that it won't cause my phone to fall off, right? Also, it has the ability that you can raise or lower the phone to different viewing angles based on your lighting situation. The other advantage that I find is that because you're going to be leveraging a smartphone as your display device, one, it is much larger than the LCD screen that's with the camera. So if you look right here, you can see in relation to the LCD screen, the size of the device. And of course, you can go up in size if you want or go down, depending on what device that you have or whatever you like. The other thing that I find that's an advantage using a mobile phone is the peak brightness, especially in outdoor situations. Now, to address this in the past, I've utilized the Hoodman loop that you can use. Basically, you have your LCD, you put the loop over, you look through, and you're able to block out the outside light so that you can clearly see what's being displayed on the LCD. I don't necessarily have to use the Woodman loop because the brightness of the phone screen is such that in most cases I'm able to clearly see what's being displayed. So for me, those are my two main use cases. One, to record my camera EVF, and for bright days, to use as a viewer for seeing my composition and seeing what is it that I'm doing. Now that that's said, let's go out and see what kind of images I can capture, and also just to give you my thoughts and review of the Axon CMO 4K for Android. So today I have with me a mid-telephoto lens on the Fujifilm X-T4 camera body, and the plan today is to get some pictures of flora and fauna. If I could get some pictures of squirrels, chipmunks, maybe even like the blue jay or the cardinal, that would be a win for me. All right, so far no luck finding any fauna that would make for a nice composition. But again, the purpose of this video is to demonstrate the features and functionality of the Axon CMO 4K for Android. So right now I'm going to shift the focus from finding a nice flora or fauna subject and just demonstrate the functionality of the product. All right, so in the box, basically, this is what you would receive, right? This is the main unit itself. This is the phone holder. You open, and then once the phone goes in, it touches this button, it clamps down and secures the phone. Uh, you would have to provide your own HDMI cable, depending on the camera model that you have. The HDMI in goes here in the product, but this other end is dependent on the camera that you have. In my case, which is the Fujifilm X-T4, it uses a mini HDMI, so I needed a full HDMI to mini HDMI cable. In the case, for example, the Fujifilm X-H2S, it's a full HDMI cable that the camera uses, so in that case, you'd get a full HDMI to full HDMI cable. This cable is supplied with the product, and basically it connects here to the video out of the device and it goes to your mobile phone. In my case, the Samsung uses a USB-C, so the other end here is a USB-C. This is the mount that I'm telling you about. Aluminum, I like this system here. It's very easy to use. You just attach it to your hot shoe of the camera basically, and then you just twist the lock. There you go. All right. So once it's secured, uh, oh, it also uses an NPF battery. I got this off Amazon. It's a NPF 550. It's one of the smallest one that you can get. I opted for this one because it keeps the weight of the solution down. Right. So you just slide this in. There are some grooves that you can use. You line these up and it just snaps into place. Then basically you connect the HDMI cable to the HDMI port of your camera. In my case here, the mini HDMI of the Fujifilm X-T4. There we go. Then you can simply extend the mount here. It snaps into place. Then you just put your phone in and then it clamps down, right? Then this USB-C cable now goes to the USB-C port of the phone, and there you go. So the other key component that you will need is the Axoon C app. You can get this from the Google Play Store, seeing that this is the Android version. Of course, there's an iOS version for Apple devices on the Apple Store. Now, once you have the app installed, it's simple. You open the app, basically, you're greeted with a screen that asks you to select the device. In this case, it's a CMO 4K for Android, and you can distinguish it from the iOS version because it has this green coloration on the center button as well as on the logo up top. You hit start, turn the device on using this power button right here on the side. You press and hold for about 3 seconds, and you have the camera on. You'll see the feed from the camera appear on your screen. All right, so let me first start the on-screen recording. All right, so let's say in the event that I wanted, for example, to capture that flower there in the distance. See, there it's in focus, and you can see all the settings of the camera. So right now, it's a relatively cloudy to bright day. I'll probably go up ISO 400. Um, let's do this. I'm just taking note of my histogram in the bottom right corner of the screen. And there Let's do a focus check. So everything is in focus, and then snap. Let's say I wanted to capture that sign over there. And this is one of the benefits of the Axon CMO 4K. I don't have to be relying on the LCD screen or the EVF, so I can find myself in much more comfortable shooting positions like here. So for example, right now this is a relatively heavy rig. I have on a mid to telephoto lens. I have on a battery pack, as well as a CMO, as well as a monopod. So it's not the lightest, it's not the heaviest, but it can get uncomfortable over time. So, for example, now I can be sitting right here, and instead of having to contort myself to look through the EVF, fix my cap, or use the LCD screen, which because it's relatively bright, the reflections and all these stuff, it presents a challenge. Not impossible to use, but just a challenge. I can just sit here really in a comfortable position. Again, depending on how I am, I can orientate this to different viewing angles to make it a bit more comfortable. Let's see this little flowers right here. Looks like lavenders. Checking the exposure. No, I don't necessarily need such a high shutter speed. Let's keep it here, 320. Maybe go up to 1,000. And snap. There we go. And there's another rock right there. Let's focus on it. We can do a focus check and adjust manually. I think that's fine. Checking my histogram. This part of the river is a bit darker, so let's go with 0.3. Oops. And snap. There we go. All right, so do I like this product? Absolutely, yes. I'd even go further to say that I absolutely love this product. It definitely resolves two issues that I had in the past. One, in terms of recording my camera's EVF in a compact and all-in-one bundle, and also to be able to see my camera screen in bright lit outdoor areas without the use of Woodman wood loop. So would I recommend it? It depends on what your use case is. It does cost, I think I paid like 200 Canadian dollars for this unit. I'll put the updated price right here on the screen. But yeah, I would recommend it if you have the means to, if you have the specific use case, like what I have, then I would absolutely recommend it. Again, in the past, I used the Elgato Camlink. That too is a fantastic product, but in terms of the mounting solutions, that's where I had the challenges with that particular product. So this solves that, as well as it offers additional functionality, such as in the event that you want to, utilize some of the photographic tools built into the app, like false color. What else? You have a number of other functions that's built into the app that will help you in terms of your videography and your photographic needs. But for my specific use case, I don't necessarily need those. My two main use cases is one, to record the camera's EVF, and two, to be able to easily see my composition on bright days, leveraging a larger screen and a brighter screen. So for me, Axon CMO 4K for Android, 2 thumbs up and definitely worth the price. So until next time, enjoy life and I'll catch you in the next one.